Hey Dreamers, this is CXGPlays, and this is a bonus Let's Play Dreams video because there has been a sad news at the moment of recording. I'm not sure if I will be uploading this on the same day because I have to edit this video eventually. But I am going to dedicate this video for Akira Toriyama, and Akira Toriyama was the godfather of to create Dragon Ball Z manga. He drew the beloved characters of, for example, Dragon Ball characters, and sadly he passed away. Such a sad news. He passed away already in the 1st March, for what I understood, but his family wanted to give some time before to release the actual news to outside for everybody else to know. It is a sad day for people that are known about Dragon Ball universe or Dragon Ball in general. Not sure if you have read the manga, or you probably have seen the animation, the anime series Dragon Ball Z, for example. Then you of course know about this. So before I'm going to actually do this dedicated video about wonderful creator Akira, a little bit of a backstory. I grew up with Dragon Ball Z. Not per se with the manga, but I did grow up with the Dragon Ball Z anime series. And if you don't want to know about this backstory, you can just skip ahead way in my very first creation looking. We're going to check out creations all based on his beloved characters. Or that has anything to do with his work in Dreams, of course, because Dreams is a tool that you can create anything you want, basically. And normally I don't really do copyrighted stuff or things that, like, for example, like Sonic games are being made or Mario games being made in Dreams. I don't do that, but there is a difference between like copycatting like a world or a game from an already existing game. I don't find it very intuitive, but if it's art or if it's how you say it, like fan art or fan made, that is different. And I think that's what Dreams is so wonderful about that tool, that you can like basically create something that is very near and dear. And yes, recreating a world like, or recreating a Sonic game is basically the same as that as well, but I don't know, like I don't really want to check out that stuff. But this is different because this is more, we're going to check out fan-made stuff and things that people love about this franchise as well. And so if you don't care about my backstory, you can skip straight ahead to my very first creation. We're going to check out this creator soon. But where did I come from? Because like, Dreams is not so old, right? Dreams is, I think it was like launched in 2020 for the public, there, like for everybody else. I did play the beta and the early access of Dreams. I was pretty much I would say that, like the first not the first people that checked out Dreams, basically. I was so hyped for Dreams because like Dreams was just for me a tool that I saw being made by Minamoto. I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool, and I cannot wait to get my hands on. And so I got in the beta program. Well, you had not the program, but like you had to get in the beta. You had to I think it was like with a newsletter to get in the beta. My imp is from the beta, like I'm using the imp that basically is from the beta as a reward. So yeah, Dragon Ball is for me my youth, basically. I grew up with this. I was 5 years old when I first saw Dragon Ball Z on television. And it was at my grandparents' house. I went often there as a kid to do a sleepover at my grandparents. And they had a... Well, here's the thing. Dragon Ball Z was aired on television here in the Netherlands only at a certain channel. And the channel was called Cartoon Network. And only in bigger cities or certain parts in the Netherlands, Cartoon Network was available, but not everywhere. Like when I didn't had that at my own when I was living at my parents, I didn't have that. So so I never got to see Dragon Ball Z. I never heard of it before. I always was like other cartoons, more Western cartoons, European cartoons, but never saw any Japanese cartoons at all. Besides here and there, like I think Samurai Pizza Cats is maybe one conception. Yu-Gi-Oh, but I wasn't really a fan of that. Pokemon, of course, is coming from Japan. So there were some like anime shows on like the channels that I was watching on, but not as much. There was like a handful of them. Until I did sleep over at my grandparents' house and they had Cartoon Network. And I knew that they had that because they had like way cooler cartoon shows over there. They had like Dog and Cats. They had Dragon Ball Z. They had so much more. They had like Dexter and stuff like that. So they had so much more cooler like cartoon / anime shows over there on the cable. And that only happened at like not every part of the Netherlands had this on the cable. So it was like it was rare back in the days. It's not rare anymore. You can basically watch Cartoon Network wherever you want, wherever you want right now, because we're all digital. So it's not so rare anymore. But back in the days, it was super rare. Like I'm talking about in the early 90s, right? So it was super rare. And the first time I was watching Dragon Ball Z was during the Cell Saga. I never saw the very beginning at first. Later on, of course, I did. But I never saw the beginning. I always saw... the first time I watched Dragon Ball Z was during the Cell Saga. The beginning of the Cell Saga, basically. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with the story. I was like, oh my god, why is this so freaking cool? They're fighting and their hair is glowing when they're leveling up. And so as a kid, this was like a Valhalla for me. Like this was like something so ridiculous cool. The characters were so ridiculous, like well drawn. They were outstanding. They were very unique looking. Like everybody know, like if you see Goku, you know that is Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Like you already know that that the character we see here right now is Goku, right? You see it, like you instantly tell. And the reason why that is because like the creator Akira, who originally created Dragon Ball and drew the manga books, he had such a wonderful mind, basically, to, I would say, to get out of the standard anime. And how am I going to describe this? Because like you have a lot of anime shows, right? And even though I didn't know back then, of course, I had no idea about anime at all when I was a kid. But now that I'm older, and when I was getting older, I fell in love with Dragon Ball Z, so I started watching other anime shows. But Dragon Ball has always been a place in my heart because it had a different style. Like it was not the same as most other anime shows were out there. And I think that's maybe what got me so quickly into, like, I fell in love with anime in general, because like this is so completely different than I was like used of with the Western cartoons. Like Western cartoons always have like weird noses, weird small eyes. It's almost like trying to make a normal human, but they didn't, so it really felt weird. So they were always like, and of course, like it takes time, right? Like drawing is a lot of time consuming. It's also pretty expensive to do that. So yeah, so often animators didn't have like put much effort into a cartoon show because it takes so much time to draw. And if you have like, let's say 20 or 30 episodes each season, you have to draw fast. So in the Western, it was not really always so great. But Dragon Ball Z was not actually my very first in touch with anime. We had a Dutch show, a Dutch cartoon, which is not a cartoon, but I will explain. But we had a Dutch cartoon that was called Alfred Jodokus Kwak. It sounds really weird, but it's I will come to that. But it's a story about a duck. And this little duck is a little bit clumsy. He's carefree. He's sometimes a little bit stupid. He is not aware of what he is doing. He's basically like a child that does whatever he wants. And he has a very good friend, which is a mole. A very small creature, lives under the ground. You know what a mole is, right? And he was more of the wiser best friend that he had. He was like more of like Sam, like from Frodo and Sam. Like, he was more like Samwise. So he was always like telling him to go to the right path, like always telling him what he shouldn't do that because like he would get consequences, and for he was like always supporting it. And that whole show. And I didn't know that until a little bit later, because like as a child, you don't know, right? But it was not a cartoon. It was an anime. It was based on a Herman van Veen theater show, or theater show, was filmed and translated into an anime. And the reason why I say it's an anime, because it was a Japanese studio who did the animations for this. So the idea and everything, like the story, the idea, all came from the Dutch Herman van Veen, but the show itself was an anime because it was made in Japan. So it was an anime, an anime. Technically, it's the same, but I mean, a cartoon and anime is technically the same. The only difference is that anime is made in Japan and cartoon is in the Western. So, but technically it means the same because like anime means an animation movie. So an animated movie. So it basically is in the ground, it's the same, but it's also not because like only an anime is from the culture of Japan, if that makes sense. So that Dutch show was an anime, and I really loved that anime show as a kid, and it had a lot of dark tones to it. And as a kid, you don't really see it that way. But like if you're growing older, you're like, oh, it's basically how Disney was doing it back in the day with like. They had like a very child-friendly movie, but there were like some darker tones to it, right? You don't see that anymore, by the way. But for example, with the Dutch anime show, you had a raven, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was a raven. Yeah, it was a raven, and that raven was portrayed. He was named Adolf. So there we already go, right? So you can think already connected dots here. He was named Adolf, and his haircut was the same as what happened in the World War. And he also had the same mustache, almost, as what you know as Adolf in the war. But this Adolf was a raven, and he was how can I describe him? He was a enemy of Alfred Jidoka Squawk, like the main protagonist. Yeah, I don't really call it main protagonist because like there's no fighting in there, because like he doesn't have hands or swords. It's a dog, right? So, but he was a little bit mean. He was like, but he was not like an enemy per se, but he was like always like trying to get Alfred, the dog, always get into trouble. But he also acted like he was a friend, right? So it was a little bit of like both, a little bit. Sometimes he acted like he was a good friend of him, and the other time he was just like being very naughty and did like not so good stuff. And I enjoyed that show so much. If you're curious about this show, I'm 100% sure it's still on YouTube to be found. Like, it's a very old show. It's like the first episode was aired in '89. So it's very old, like it's the 80s that we're talking about here. So if you're curious about how this looks, because like it's almost, I don't want to say the level of Studio Ghibli, but it's very high quality anime. So it's very high quality anime. So if you're at least for the 80s, so if you're going to search on YouTube and you search for Alfred Jidoka Squawk, I'm not sure if there's ever an English version been made, so I don't think so. But if you search for that on YouTube, I'm 100% sure you can find still an episode, or maybe there's a full season there. But I'm pretty sure you can find it somewhere. And if you're curious about how it looks. So, I'll try to make it short, by the way. But I really want to like tell this because eventually, without knowing, that I started to love cartoons and anime so much because like I grew up with that. And as a 90s kid, basically as a 90s kid, I grew up with this. I was born in the 80s, but the first 5 years you're still like you're still a child, right? And after you get like 5-6 years old, then you start a little bit more like you're going to watch stuff. And so I watched like a lot of cartoons back in the days. Looney Tunes, for example, huge fan of Looney Tunes, or I was a huge fan of Looney Tunes. But then Dragon Ball Z came. Cartoon Network had Dragon Ball Z, and I fell freaking in love with Dragon Ball Z so much that I watched all the episodes. Every time I was sad that I had to leave my grandparents' house because like I couldn't watch this at my parents' house. My parents didn't have Cartoon Network. So there's no way and there was no internet. Like we had no internet. So can you even imagine? I'm not sure how old people are watching this, but can you imagine no internet? So there was no internet, although there was technically internet, but it was very expensive. Like you had to call in. So it was not very an ideal thing to search for Dragon Ball Z back then. Like, I don't think there was even something like that back then. But Dragon Ball Z was for me where I grew up with and where I fell in love with basically everything that came after for me. Like Dragon Ball Z was the ground for me where I am today. And I'm not even joking. This sounds maybe like very silly and stupid to say, but Dragon Ball Z made me how I am today. I drew a lot of Dragon Ball Z characters. I hope you don't hear hard noises while I'm talking, because my neighbors are doing something at the house. It's getting louder and louder like the more I talk. But I'm not sure if my microphone is picking this up. I think it's picking up. I don't know. I have to look. But so Dragon Ball Z was for me like the start of loving anime at everything that came after for me. I watched Akira. I watched Ghost in the Shell. I watched Elder Scrolls. I watched what is that? Studio Ghibli. So since Dragon Ball Z, I started all the rest of the anime shows and stuff like that. And I bought a drawing book. The book was called How to Draw Manga, not How to Draw Anime. Let's be clear, because like the difference is anime is animation movie. It's like it's manga translated into animation, and manga is like a like on in a book. So I have to be clear to tell that in a good way. I don't want to get confused. But yeah, the book was called like How to Draw Manga. And so as a kid, I drew a lot of these characters. I drew a lot of Goku. I drew a lot of Frieza. And I drew a lot of Vegeta. And I think maybe other characters. Maybe I did Bulma once. Maybe I did, I don't know, maybe Android 18. I think I did them as well. Sadly, I don't have it physically anymore. My grandma once told me that she had saved all my drawings, but after she passed away, I'm afraid that it got lost into to something, maybe in the trash can. I don't know, because like my parents were cleaning her house, and I'm afraid that none of that is. Maybe my mother still have it saved. I don't know. I've never asked it, but maybe I should, because like it would be maybe fun to see these paintings that I made back then, because like for me as well to see like oh my god, did I make this? It's probably going to be weird. If it still exists, I will maybe still show it somewhere on my social media if I can find it, if it's still out there. If not, then yeah, then it is what it is. But I drew a lot of like these characters. My favorite character, if you are curious about my favorite character of Dragon Ball Z, is Vegeta. You probably were thinking, why not Goku or why not Gohan? And I'm like, no, like yes, Goku is a great character and he is funny and he is of course like the main protagonist, sort of. He's always trying to save the world and stuff like that. So, I mean, Vegeta was badass. Like, I mean, like, Vegeta was grumpy. Vegeta was like a little bit of like, he had the rebel part, right? He was like trying to, of course, he was trying to destroy Goku, but eventually became friends, of course. Vegeta was like that, like, always a grumpy guy and has a little bit of like dark humor, if you can call it dark humor. It was like always a little bit of like, yeah, you know, like Kakaroto, and so for me it was more fun to watch that, and that was really actually my favorite Dragon Ball Z characters. Even though I still like Goku was still fun, but yeah, for me it was Vegeta. Vegeta was my far favorite character in the franchise. And if we're talking about villains, if you're curious about who is my favorite villain in Dragon Ball Z, now I did not really watch all the new stuff. I think the last time I watched the Dragon Ball series or show, it was Dragon Ball Golden. That's the last time I've watched the Dragon Ball series. But overall, like, my favorite enemy in Dragon Ball Z universe is Frieza. Not Golden Frieza, just Frieza. And the reason why, because his style, his design is so freaking cool. I so love his design so much. I drew him a lot in real life on paper, just like I did with Vegeta and stuff like that. And yeah, Frieza was for me like the most favorite enemy. I don't want to talk about Majin Buu. like Majin Buu was the last saga that I saw, because like Cartoon Network in the Netherlands didn't air everything after Majin Buu saga. I think that in America they were, or in Japan they were like way further already in the story. But here in the Netherlands, I think, yeah, you have to pay probably for the whole IP to be aired on the show or on the network. So they had until Majin Buu saga, not even like till the end, but just like halfway, I would say. I don't know how far they went. And after that, it was like done. They repeated the whole show again. So when I saw the Dragon Ball Z, so when I was keep watching it, they started from episode 1 again, when Vegeta and eventually Yamcha came on the planet and stuff like that. So then I also saw the beginning of the story. And then I saw where it all came from, and so yeah, that even made me even more fall in love with the story. But Frieza for me was and is still the best villain, not only for its design, but also he was scary. Like he was like, I don't know, like he wanted to destroy everything, and he was a good villain against Goku. So yeah, like Majin Buu was my least favorite one. I did like him in the beginning a little bit. In the beginning he was okay, but after he became a softie, I didn't care anymore. Like the Majin Buu saga was for me like the least favorite saga of them all. I kind of like the Cell saga. The Cell saga was okay. It was cool. It has some cool moments in there. I think it was also one of the sagas where Goku and Vegeta had the longest fight ever, or was that before that? I can't really recall. I think like there was like a fight between Goku and Vegeta. I think it was maybe before the Cell saga. Like there were like 5 episodes like with the endurance of that fight between them. It was crazy. But still fun. Like if you're a child and you're watching this, you're going, I mean, like I love it. I was loving it. So yeah, that's for the intro. Sorry for a half-hour intro. Damn it, a half-hour intro. But this is like a little bit of a backstory for like how I became, and all of this thanks to Akira, because like thanks to him, I fell in love with anime, and it also made me end result into going to the graphical design school. And after I went to the graphic design school, I basically re-fell in love with the whole franchise again. I bought the games. I got Budokai Tenkaichi on PlayStation. So I really re-fell in love with the franchise again after I lost it a little bit over time. And when I was back on school, when I was like doing my graphic design school for 8 years, I fell in love with the franchise again. And now I'm like a little bit like away again. Like it's really up and go basically. So I'm not really watching Dragon Ball as much as I did back in the days, but when I was at school, I still freaking loved it. So that's basically my backstory about how I got here, how I am today, why I think basically has triggered my creativity at a peak. Is why I fell in love with Dreams. I mean, if it wasn't for Akira, I would probably have been a soccer player, or maybe a chess player, or probably have been, I don't know, being a boring guy somewhere sitting around at the bench watching, I don't know, something like I don't know, like thanks to, like, maybe this is maybe too big to say, but I would say thanks to Akira, like I basically like enjoyed all this stuff, like enjoyed doing what I'm doing right now, and also why I love Dreams eventually, because that all is connected eventually all together. And of course before Little Big Planet, and you know, but everything is like, it's for me like a domino effect on everything. And I think in honor to Akira, I want to do this video. Sorry for the half-hour video. Maybe I should have like added this. I'm not going to edit this, by the way. I will edit the video itself, but I don't know. So you can skip ahead. So hey guys, if you have skipped the whole intro part, we're going to check out the Transformable UI Goku 2023 remaster. I've no clue. I've never seen this before. So or maybe I have seen it before. I don't know. But it's made by CXGPlaysYT, and Goku Base is by Sir Project and inspired by Axel Sagat. Since the last one reached 1k likes, here's another one made by me using the skills I present. Be sure to check them out above. All right, so we're going to check it out. Before I forget, I'm going to temp it up, and then we're going to play. I hope it's not copyright music in there. Well, I'll take the L if it's the case. I know what's going on right now. Ooh, the eyes.
Goku!
Oh.
Are you finished?
Whoa. Oh, we have R2. What is this? Toggle music. Okay, let's do that off. I don't want to get copyright strike. Toggle aura. Oh, auto background. Oh, that is so freaking cool. Even they have the sound effects from Dragon Ball. That's cool. And then we have the perfect Ultra Instinct. Oh my god. This is so cool. That is so cool. Well done. I think that the original, like, did they animated this on their own? Or was that from the other person? So yeah, this is Goku. I really love this. So it's a good start to do this. I freaking love it. It's very well done. Like, I'm trying to figure out if it's a 3D sculpt. It should be, right? I'm trying to figure out how they did this. It is with flex and painting, that's for sure. But the hair and the face, I don't know. Is that 3D sculpt? I kind of wish we could like turn around the character to see. I think. Huh. I wonder how they did this. Like, if I was about to do this, how would I... That's the question, right? If I was about to make something like this, how would I do this? That is the question. I would have done this with flex, for sure, to make the lines. To make the drawing lines, like the outlines, basically. So, like, to make the hat and stuff like that. So, that's all done with flex, 100%. But the face itself, I'm not really sure. I'm not really 100% sure if it's a 3D model or not. I really love like how he's moving, like how the hair moves differently, and like he's breathing slowly. It's a really nice touch. It's simple, but it's effective. Yeah, I'm just curious how they did that. I still love this. Super cool. I kind of wish they had also a version with like making him Super Saiyan 1 and stuff like that, and like have different animations for that, but nonetheless still cool. So that was the very first creation. We're going to check out a bunch of them. So if there is something, I don't know how many Dragon Ball Z fan art there is, but we're going to check out. So let's check out our next video, shall we? So in the next part, we're going to check out this lovely creation by, I have to check. Oh, I always do that wrong. It's made by Yordinator78, and the creation is called Dragon Ball Z Senshi no Unmei. And I have no idea what it is. I think it's some sort of like fighting game, I hope. So I have no idea. I'm just checking it out for the very first time. It was in Spanish, so I had to change the option. Luckily, they had like English, the English version as well. I had to change it in the option menu here, because it was starting in Spanish. So, history. The 23rd Martial Arts Tournament. I love it already. Age 765. 3 years have passed since Piccolo Daimyo's defeat. GOKU has spent the last few years training at the temple of Kamisama. The time has come for the celebration of these martial arts tournament held on Papaya Island. The chances in GOKU are evident. He has grown up leaving behind his appearance as a child, also without entail, since the god of the earth decided that it was no longer necessary. GOKU meets with Bulma, Master Roshi, Launch, Pure, and Oolong, who are worried since 5 minutes from the closing of the registration. Still nothing is known about their other friends. A minute before the registration time limit for the 23rd Great Martial Arts Tournament closes. Krillin, Yamcha, the Chaos and Ten Chin-Han appears at the entrance door. The meeting is full of emotion. They discover that Piccolo Daimyo's son also participates in the tournament. There are other mysterious fighters who pass to the final round of the tournament and fighters with our friends. These are the mysterious man of weak appearance, the mysterious girl who never stopped looking at GOKU, and the reborn professional assassin Tao Pai Pai. Are you ready for the grand tournament? Alright. Oh wow, look at this. Oh, this is so cool. This is so freaking cool. I love this. Tao Pai Pai, Tenshin-chan. Can we check? Okay, no, we have to do this one. I have no idea how this is going to work. So let's select them. I'll probably get Cobra Strike by the music, but it's what it is. I'll take the L for that. Relax, Tension Man. For the moment, I do not plan to kill you. I will do it later, when I have decided GOKU. When I've defeated GOKU, as I want you to savor the true terror of death. Ha 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 ha. And the ya 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 is the laughing in Spanish. They forgot to translate that part. Ya ya ya. Although it's hard for you to believe, and now I am stronger than you. Are we actually going to fight? Oh my god, this is so freaking cool. Who am I? Am I press to move forward? Oh, it's with the D-pad. Perfect. Press to move back. Oh, we can actually do a tutorial. Press to crouch. Perfect. Press to jump. Oh my god, that is so cool. Great jump, you're doing good. Press the L1 to sprint backwards. Sprint backwards? I will not call that sprint backwards, but well, to sprint forwards. High speed. If your opponent also sprints forward, press the square, tap it. Oh. Good counter. Okay, now you show the strength of his ki. It's time to launch a basic ki attack. For this, you press the circle button. I feel great potential within you. Tenshin, you can also retain your ki to increase its potential. For his leave the button, press the release launch. Nice, yes. Will you be just as good at the melee? Get close to your opponent until you enter combat modes. Okay. You should look at the symbols. Oh, if the symbols are close to your character. Oh, whoa! Relaxed. In the symbol. Oh, okay. I have no idea what they say there. Should I just like? Okay. I have no idea. I have no idea what the. I read fast, but not that fast. Muy bien. Muy bien. Wait. Did I forgot to I have no idea what I need to do because like the text went so quickly away. No idea if I'm doing it right. Oh no, I'm getting destroyed. Muy bien. I just... Am I doing it right? Am I doing it correct? Probably not. I don't know what I need to... what do you want me to do? Muy bien. Muy bien. Am I doing it? Am I doing it? I'm not sure if I'm doing it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I cannot move. This is probably still a tutorial, but the text went so fast away. I have no idea what I need to do. I'm just pressing buttons. That's what I do. I think it has something where the icon was something with the icon. I have no idea. Okay, now what? I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. Oh, I have no idea. But it is what it is. So yeah, that was Dragon Ball Z Senshi no Unmei. It's I think it's still work in progress. I have no idea what I had to do with the tutorial there. It's the text went so fast away I couldn't even read what it was about to do. But let's go into the next creation. Let's go. And in the next creation, we have here Gohan Super Saiyan 2. And I have to correct myself in the previous creation. I said Spanish, but it's French. Muy bien is français. So I apologize for that. It is the same with this one. This is also français. Libere ta colère. I don't know if I just was swearing in French. I have no idea. It sounds like a Dutch swearing word, colère. So this is Gohan. I think it's just like one image or like a creation. Maybe we can like look around. I hope we can look around, but I doubt it. So let's check that. Oh, and it's made by Dyalast and arcangevil, if I say that correctly. Let's check it out. What is this? Yeah, so it is it's just this one image. Okay, we cannot really look around. That's sad, but still cool. I like it. I like that there's like a little bit grain over it. Whether you are not a fan or not, but the reason why I like it so much is because like it makes the drawing more older. So if you put a little bit more grain on your creation, you can really let the feeling that this is like the 80s and 90s type of like drawing style, and I love that. So cool. I really like that. I think they used a light spot in the back with the shadow that you can like change, so it's very effective to create the chi around him, or is it the aura around him? I don't know what it's called. But basically, that's such a smart way to do with that. So it's very cheap, actually. It's basically like you're using the light under the character. You place it against a wall. So they use the wall, and they put the light against that wall a little bit more up, and then put the shadow. It's one of the shadow that you can pick. That has that really weird rings. And if you shine it in a certain direction, you only get like the very first part being like the spot on the wall. So it looks like that aura is then like coming off like around Gohan. So it's a very clever way to do this. It's like you don't have to paint yourself. I think it's a very clever way to do that, actually. So, and I really love like the Gohan drawing. I think it is. I'm not really sure if it's in 3D model. I don't think so. I think this looks very more like a flat. I don't see anything that's 3D. So I think what they did is just they painted it completely. So pretty cool. Maybe on a 3D board and then cut it out, or on a 3D service and cut the rest out of it. I wonder always how they're doing this. So I kind of want to do something like this in Dreams as well someday. It would be really cool. I haven't really drawn anything in Dreams as much besides making creations, but not really like doing this type of stuff. Very cool. I really, really love this. So yeah, we're going to check out on the next creation. It's probably going to be the last one. So check out the last creation. Let's go. And here in the last creation, we're going to check out a creation called Dragon Ball Showcase. It's made by Angerfist Live 89. I wonder if it's named after the hardcore DJ, because there's a hardcore DJ here that's called Angerfist. And all credits to Sir Project and Drago Gears. Okay. So we're going to check this out. I think this is maybe, I don't know what it is, but I thought since Akira died, passed away, and well, we know that. Oh my god, yeah, my back. Okay, so I thought maybe this is the right one to go at the end. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a bonus one after this if I'm not satisfied. But let's see what this is, shall we? I see the dragon. Shinru. Okay, so we can fly. Okay, how do we go up? Okay, so this is up. That is down. Oh, that's speed forward. Okay, it's... can't really do much besides this. Okay. Okay, interesting. Can we go inside here? Okay, there's nothing. So we cannot train ourselves. This is like the what is it called again? Where you can train to become better. Okay, I must say that there's really not much else to do here, but I still it's still wonderful made though. I'm not going to bash on it. What's this? Oh, these are the Dragon Balls. So I mean, like the only the okay, so they only made the head. Basically, the rest is very simple. Done with cloning the shapes, but the head is cool at least. I mean, this one looks legit. So yeah, I like it. I wonder if, like he said, like all the credits goes to. Maybe he put the assets from these creatures. Wow, jacked up from these people. And put something together to make it that you can fly around in it. Probably something like that. But yeah. Oh boy. as much as it's so sad that we lost a very like I don't know how to describe it. Like we lost a big gem in history, in like anime history, the manga. Sorry. Yeah, it's I'm probably going to leave it here. It was just like a little bit of like a tribute to the Dragon Ball Z founder, dad, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's just like a little bit of a tribute to Akira. It is sad that he passes away, but I hope that Akira Toriyama is now at a better place, and hopefully someday I will meet him again. Well, not again, I've never met him before, but, but maybe we will meet him someday, right? In the sky, in heaven, if it exists, I don't know. But yeah, I really wanted to do some like doing like a small tribute to him, because like I really grew up with Dragon Ball Z. It's just that, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just that it really made me where I am today, and I think that I should be happy and glad that his vision, his character designs, is something that were so unique. And I think that I will always like have that as a part of me as a creative person myself. So he's now hopefully with King Kai, chilling and having a good time in King Kai's place, drinking sake or whatever. Rest in peace, my friend. Your work has been tremendously known in the whole wide world, not only in Japan but international, everywhere. Your creations were insane. Your character designs were insane. Yeah, it's a big loss, but that's how life goes. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know that yeah, normally I don't really do stuff like this, but I really grew up with him as everything. So I wanted to do some tribute to that, and I saw like and see if like there was like some creations out there in Dreams that has to do something with Dragon Ball Z. So I was like checking it out. There are probably a lot more creations out there with Dragon Ball Z, but these were like the few ones that I saw really quickly that was like decent enough to show. If you're curious about the rest of the Dragon Ball Z content on Dreams, you should check it out, or any other content as well. There's a lot that people made already. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to dream, everybody. And maybe we all meet each other. Maybe we meet each other at King Kai's place. As for now, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.